and welcome back to Football Fantastico. This is our 5th episode of this podcast series where we run down the week's event in European football. I'm joined, as always, with Mike, Max, and Ellis. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
All good. And yeah, today's going to be a good show. We got a quiz coming up. We have some controversial takes, not from me probably. But yeah, let's go jump straight into the news with Max. What's the first story we got today?
So the first bit of news we have is a little bit of transfer news, shall we say. This is Alphonso Davies has reached a verbal agreement to join Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich are wanting Theo Hernandez as a replacement. I will now give you to our corresponding Real Madrid fan. What's your opinion?
I love it. I absolutely love it because I think it's going to be a free transfer. That's what it looks like, at least. I think the left side of Vinicius Jr., Camavinga and Alphonso Davies is probably the best left-handed side in the world. I think he will help Madrid in scoring goals because I think often we do struggle to get into the final third and make a difference. And I think he'll be a good alternative to Ferland Mendy, who isn't always the best offensively. So I think it makes sense. Fran Garcia I don't think has proved himself just yet, so why not go for one of the best left backs in Europe for a free transfer? And I think he's kind of got that chemistry already with Vinicius Jr. Like, you see him often together, so I think he will just slot into the team really nicely.
I think he's your missing piece.
Yeah. I saw you. I think you put in the group chat, right?
Yeah, ever since you had lost Marcelo, I think you've been you've missed someone who can just attack and just provide chances from nothing.
I think we've sort of exchanged that offensive fluidity for this new sort of identity of Madrid of just being really defensively sound. I know in the league this is our best ever defensive record. I think we've only conceded 17 goals. But I do agree. I think he will be. They're different players. Marcelo and Davies are different players, but they do have the same sort of idea of this attacking fullback that can also track back. Alfonso's pace is unreal. So I think after him, there's Mbappe, and then maybe a new right back. But then after that, I think that's this is the team that Perez has been dreaming about for years.
You might have the quickest starting 11 on planet, out of every league. Just how quick of players you were signing.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the new identity of footballers is just quick players that can run. Valverde, Vinicius, Alfonso, Tchouameni, Camavinga. They're all players that are quick and will last you the whole game. I think that's kind of the new identity of football, and I don't think that's just Madrid as well. You look at Liverpool's midfield, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Endo. They're all players that can run a lot. I think Madrid are gonna just build this team that would be unstoppable.
What do we think about the potential of Theo Hernandez going the other way to replace Davies? Apparently he has said that he is against the move after seeing what happened to his brother. Obviously Lucas left Bayern this summer to join PSG. Do we think someone like Hernandez would fit into that Bayern system? Because I feel like Theo Hernandez I think he can do a bit better than Bayern at the moment.
I don't think he'll leave AC Milan.
No, I think he's well established there. I think he could stay. I
think he really, really loves Milan. I think he only recently signed a new contract as well, which is AC Milan are not going to ask. I seen the number about 80 million, which is just not going to be the case. They're going to ask for so much more. And I don't think Bayern will pay it, to be honest. I think if you take away the Kane transfer and maybe De Ligt, Bayern are not a team that will splash the cash on players. So I can't see it happening. And whilst I do think it'd be a good fit, if the player doesn't want to move, then it's not going to happen.
No point forcing her, is there?
Yeah.
The next bit of news I have is coming from Ligue 1, and that is Luis Enrique has said PSG need to get used to playing without Mbappe after he subbed the Frenchman off against Rennes. So I think it's starting to see not going to call it a transition because it's felt like this has been coming for a while, but I think it's more of an acceptance now at PSG that they are actually going to have to cope without Kylian Mbappe. They have been linked with, apparently they want to bring in Rafael Leao as his successor, but just this week Leao has sort of squashed them rumours by saying he's committed to AC Milan. So What is life without Mbappe for PSG? What do you think that looks like?
Mid-table.
Nah, I hope so.
League 2.
I feel like, it could go a few ways. They could just collapse and crumble, but I could also see them just being sort of an okay side.
I think if with the money that they could get for Mbappe, because he'll go for a lot of money, is that why don't they just invest it in like young quality players?
I'm sure they'll try.
Because that's where they can probably, give players assurances that they have the game time maybe that other top European clubs can't give players.
No, I definitely think they'll invest, or they don't need to invest that. They got plenty of money, but they'll definitely put that back into the team and try to create their own Mbappe, the next Mbappe, and the next Messi, Mbappe, Neymar situation. I think that's what they're about. They need those stars, they need those names. But like in terms of maybe bringing in players to replace him, I'm not sure there's anyone who can. Like they might try, like Leao, great player, but he's not leaving Milan. Rashford, he ain't gonna do it in France.
He's not quite Mbappe, is he?
He's not quite Mbappe, sadly to say.
I just wanted to say, do you know you said about obviously the money they're going to raise from Mbappe? Isn't he leaving on a free?
Yeah, that was going to be my point.
I feel like, on a free, but then the money they save on his contract.
Yeah, that'll be.
That's like
I do
also
think
it's
though.
PSG.
I do think whatever player they will go for, though, they will match that Mbappe contract, or at least get close to that contract.
I think they're going to spread it. I can't see one player coming in for that idea. Maybe 2 or 3.
I think they will try and do that, which is not the best move financially, and I think it is the stupid decision. But we are talking about PSG, which are a stupidly run club. So I think Lautaro Martinez would be a good player for them to go for. But I can't see him go to PSG.
No. Also, a bit of random news to follow up on that subject. Apparently, Real Madrid has had to sign Kylian's brother Ethan.
Yeah, so just to sweeten the deal a little bit.
Apparently they're meant to both go over. So that could also put a knock on to PSG's future.
They have some good young players coming through, but he was definitely one of them.
I've seen that, and I think that's weird. I don't think that's going to happen because
I can see it happening, but it makes no sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In my opinion, it's like they've only really done it just because it's like, oh, Mbappe's going, let's just try and get Ethan Mbappe. There's no actual like plan with Mbappe's brother, and
I can see Mbappe making that a demand.
I think with Mbappe's brother though, like PSG will probably want to try and keep him because they'll probably just think if he's a fraction what Kylian is, like they'll want to hold on to him. So they'll obviously demand a fee for him. So I just can't see it happening.
My final bit of news for today. It's actually a bit of breaking news. We discussed this actually before we started recording. Paul Pogba has been banned for 4 years for doping after elevated levels of testosterone was found in his system after Juventus' first game of the season against Udinese in August.
Sad news, man.
What a fall from grace.
I remember me and Mike I remember it being a topic when he's at United quite often, the doping allegations.
Because there was that video once, I saw it earlier actually, about the like him moaning about the doping control, because obviously I think it was when Man United beat Roma and he scored like twice. I think they used that as a way of trying to assume if he's
going off the
done
pitch, wasn't he? And then it went ball test, and you went again.
Yeah, I think that was back when we had COVID, wasn't it? And there weren't any fans who could cure everything. What I just wanted to grab your attention was on this. Have any of you seen the podcast with like Gary Neville and Roy Keane and that?
The most recent one?
The overlap, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just more meant the one in general.
They
had a discussion about with Gary Neville, and that said they reckoned a lot of the Italian teams when they were playing were like using PEDs and that. Yeah. And that's quite a common football conspiracy, because obviously there was one with the Liverpool title-winning team, because there was like all 60% of the team had asthma or something. Do we think that's a darker side of football that the media potentially doesn't see?
I definitely think so.
I think it's definitely like there was one of when Sir Alex Ferguson signed Bebe, because people said about the Nani doping scandal that was a cover-up. So do we feel like the media has just sort of got to a point where they can cover up a bit?
I think one day it'll probably all come out, because I think personally a bit of conspiracy theory. Don't want to accuse anyone of anything, but Guardiola, there seems to be a bit of a trend with him and how this situation follows him as well. Obviously in Italy they had the scandal back in the day, but Pep has always been on the fringes of the doping allegations and the performance enhancing drugs, but where it seems like Liverpool, the title winning team, followed in his footsteps maybe.
Where do we Where do we see Pogba's career?
Retired by next week.
He's done.
No, I don't mean that. I mean like I don't mean what's he going to do now. I mean looking back on it. How do you rate them?
If we're being realistic, a player who never lived up to his potential,
Yeah.
and a really disappointing career, because Pogba in the 2018 World Cup is probably one of the most complete midfielders I've seen, but that was a tournament consisting of a few weeks. If that's his best highlight, then he's no better than a Mario Götze.
Oof. Oh.
Yeah.
That's low.
If we're being realistic,
I
because
think
Pogba never lived up to it.
No, he didn't. He had a good spell at obviously Juve. And then when he came back to United, it felt like all the stars were going to align and everything was just going to magically fall in place. But it never really felt like the two systems fit. It always felt like Pogba was trying to be the main man when he was not playing as a system.
Yeah. I never blamed him for that though. I'm not sure if Mike, you do. Mike. I never blame Pogba.
I think he was the scapegoat for a lot of things because whenever a bad performance would happen, everyone would just go for him.
Yeah,
he was the most expensive player. But then when Mourinho left and Solskjaer took over, for the season he didn't actually have that bad of a season really, but people won't look into that because they think, oh well, he's 90 million, surely he should be doing that.
It was the midfield of Matic, Pogba and Herrera. And
yeah.
It was so good. It was so good. But like again, after that is 1 year.
Yeah,
like,
and I think
his career since then
it got slightly better, but the problem was he'd get injuries and that would sort of derail his momentum as a player. And he probably, I think if going back, I think maybe he should have stayed at Juventus and actually waited till Real Madrid come call him, because I think that was met his persona as a player, that he could be the standard, but he's playing at the standard team in football. So
do you think these doping, the scandal falls back further into United's time?
I don't know, because if it had worked, United would have been doing better, wouldn't they? But
I think this is a completely related incident, because I think if obviously with that random drug test he did after Europa League, I think if it was dated back that far, they would have picked it up then, because I think that's when he was still in quite like the media spotlight, and like he was still quite the, didn't really want to call it scapegoat, because that's when he sort of started to fade out and sort of got forgotten about United. But I think if there was something like that dating back that far, they would have picked it up at the first incident rather than, because like this literally, it was the first game of the season, it was August the 20th that the test was done. It was literally just a random sample test, which doping like governing bodies are allowed to do. They literally just pick out random players after games. I think the difference with that is less performance enhancing.
Yeah. Well, you could say that if you was 5'2".
If it's, I think what they see it as, if it's like a medical condition, which like say it, because obviously like he never really grew after being a kid. So when he had those, like, I can't remember, I think they were like growth injections. That was obviously like to help a bodily issue, whereas like Pogba was just taking them to get better in performance. I think that's where they draw the line, really.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, thanks, Max. That was a good news roundup there. I know we're going to go straight into the reviews for the weekend. I think we should start with La Liga. So, Ellis, take it away.
No, not too much happened with La Liga this week, so we'll be talking about Real Madrid's 1-0 win over Sevilla. It was an emotional return for Ramos at the Bernabeu, as Real Madrid scraped out a 1-0 win over Sevilla with a incredible strike from Modric. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but it was really, really nice goal. It seems to be his probably his final goal at the Bernabeu, given his minutes and his age. And I think it's going to be the fairy tale ending for Modric. We'll see if Madrid end up winning the league, but it would be a really nice way for Modric to finish his career. I was really, really, really impressed with Kroos. On the day, he made 4 chances, as well as completing 110 of his passes at a staggering 94%, which is just, if you think about his ball progression, like, that is incredible. Like, I really, really think he is underappreciated. Real Madrid now are 6 points ahead of second place Girona, and they hope that they can continue winning against Valencia on Saturday. I just wanted to ask everyone, where do we see Modric in terms of the best midfielders ever?
He's definitely understated, because he should be in the conversation.
Yeah.
Because how old is he now? Is he
38, 39?
He's still killing it. He really is. But also he's in the twilight of his career now. But I definitely think he'll be up in the conversation.
I'd say comfortable top 5 of all time.
I'd say he's top 3.
I'd say it's between him, De Bruyne, and Iniesta.
I would say my top 5, not in order, would be Modric, Xavi, Iniesta, De Bruyne, and Toni Kroos.
Okay, I know I don't want to button or anything, but this De Bruyne at all right now. I mean, he is phenomenal. I agree.
I had a look.
Like, give him another 10 years.
I had a look at his stats for the last few seasons. I think there's only been one season where he hasn't hit double goals or assists.
No, it's phenomenal.
And I think you do put up a good argument of maybe he hasn't done it quite long enough. But I think he doesn't look like he's slowing down, and that's what really scares me about him. Like he keeps going. So I would say either him or Busquets.
Yeah, you've got to think as well, he has been doing it for a while. This is his 7th, 8th season in the Prem.
Yeah.
He's been doing really, really well. I don't think he should be in that conversation of best ever yet, where Modric really should be, because of how long he's been doing it. And Kroos too, underrated, like I said. But I love De Bruyne. He's amazing to watch. I hate when he plays United, but
I think you can argue Kroos, but I think you have a far stronger argument for Luka Modric.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
The way he would just pick up the ball and just find a pass out of nowhere. Like, it was like he had eyes in the back of his head. Whereas Toni Kroos always felt a bit more like elegant in the way he played, if you get me.
Yeah.
He'd literally just glide around the pitch. He'd just get the ball and just pass. He never did anything special. He just did his job, but he did it to an exceptional level.
That midfield free.
I always thought,
it
was incredible. I always thought the more you understand football, the more you appreciate players like Kroos, because when Kroos isn't playing, Madrid are lost. They are totally they don't know what to do, and Kroos is one of them players that just dictates the tempo. He doesn't need pace. He doesn't need amazing defending skills, and he's just, I think Real Madrid will really feel his absence once he hangs up his boots.
He's I think I'm right in saying this, he's coming out of retirement for Germany.
Yes.
Okay.
I did, yeah.
Massive
I
for
did
Germany.
Read. Obviously retired, I think, after the 2018 World Cup or after the Euros. I can't remember which one it was. But he said he's going to come back out this year, which is probably what they need, to be fair. They do need I don't want to call him an old head, but because
leadership.
They just need that figure there who can, because obviously they're quite a young team, but I think he falls into the same debate as someone like Sergio Busquets, or that sort of player where the more you understand football and the more you understand how a team plays and how certain roles do certain things, and just looking past goals and assists, the more you can appreciate him as a player.
Yeah.
I think on Busquets, anyone keep an eye on what's going on in America with Messi, Suarez, the Barcelona reunion show,
and DeAndre Yedlin's the captain.
Oh, bro. Neymar will be out there next.
Sergio Aguero might be. He's been cleared to play football again.
Yeah, he's going to come out.
Yeah, his cardiologist said he can return short-term training.
He probably shouldn't, though, realistically.
I don't think he should. Just don't tarnish it.
Very risky, especially with something like the heart. That is a very risky game.
I'm surprised how many people risk it with their heart issues in football.
Yeah.
There seems to be a lot more nowadays.
Tom Lockyer.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen that?
Have you seen his pacemaker they've set?
That's scary.
Right, this is completely off topic, but someone raised a really good point in this. How can he play again? Because you imagine if someone shoulder barges him into that, surely it's broken or something.
I'd feel you wouldn't want to give him your full...
Yeah, you'd feel scared to tackle him.
I remember people saying the same about Christian Eriksen, but it's a different situation with Tom Lockyer. He has that bit in his chest.
It's huge as well.
Massive. It don't feel right for him to keep playing,
especially as a defender as well. You're playing a very physical role.
Position. But and he's already he collapsed once before, a couple of years ago.
I think it's twice.
The second time.
So it was this season and in the playoffs last season.
Yeah, last season. That's just you can't keep playing after that. There's a pattern. But that was anything else from Spain? Or?
No, let's just see how Madrid get off at the Mestalla this coming weekend.
Yeah.
Hugo Duro did say it was going to be a very hostile ground for Vinicius after he got racially abused there at the last meeting. Yeah, absolutely. But he did say that the racist fans didn't represent Valencia's ethics, but we'll see what happens.
Thanks, Ellis. Let's go to Italy.
Let's go. Going to me now.
Yes.
Right. So obviously last week the game I pointed out to watch was AC Milan versus Atalanta. It actually finished 1-1. I don't know if any of you saw the first goal from this game, but it was a wonder goal from Rafael Leao. He just sort of picked up the ball on the flank, beat a defender, nutmegged another defender, then from like just inside the penalty area, managed to loop it over the top of the keeper into the top corner. It was a really impressive finish. Yeah, and then Atalanta got their way back into the game from a really soft penalty. It was given as a high foot from Giroud because the referee thought he'd kicked someone in the head when he literally made contact with someone's elbow. And I watched the highlights. I watched like the VAR review of it. It was honestly a shambolic penalty to give. But Koopmeiners converted it, despite having lasers shone in his eyes by, yet again, idiots. If you do that while someone's taking a penalty, please seek help. After this game, Milan stay third and Atalanta stay fifth. It's really heating up in Serie A for quite an entertaining top four race. It's mainly between, I think, about 4th place down to about 7th, 8th is sort of keeping that European race live, and obviously they're looking like they're going to be awarded that 5th Champions League spot. What do we think of Rafael Leao?
He seems committed to Milan. I like that. I appreciate it.
I like it, but then I don't.
He's a very weird player.
Yeah.
Very, very weird player. Like, I feel like his body frame is too big to be a winger, but then, like, his finishing's not good enough to be a striker. He's such a weird... Yeah. I really like Leao, but he's such a weird player.
I think he's destined to be a sole number 9. Like, he's got the footwork to be obviously a good... Like, not a good winger, an exceptional winger. He's obviously rapid, and he's got all that sort of traits. But like Alice just said, he's like 6'2", 6'3". He's massive, and like
use that to your advantage. You know,
yeah,
you still be quick, but use that strength.
It's like a Haaland. You see when Haaland gets the ball, he literally just knocks defenders out of the way, wins headers. Like if Leao can get that finishing aspect, and don't get me wrong, he's not a bad finisher, but he might just have that. Missing that sort of natural instinct in around the box a natural striker may have. But if he can get that sorted, obviously learning from Zlatan, who is now on the board at AC Milan, if he can maybe learn a thing or two from him, then I think we could potentially see him move into a striker role. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to I'm not going to say a bigger team, but like a more famous team worldwide, if you get me. I could see him move into potentially somewhere like a Barcelona, a PSG.
He feels like a Barcelona player.
Yeah.
You put him anywhere.
I think Barca would want to match Mbappe signing with like a Leao. I think that's probably like, again, going back to Lautaro Martinez, I think Leao or Lautaro would kind of be their sort of like statement signing to say, look, we can compete with Madrid. Maybe are not the same caliber, but if they're going to sign big players, we'll want to too.
They need to do something because I think Madrid is going to run away with
it. I did. There was a phase where we would just dominate like everyone, and it did get a bit boring. I'm not gonna lie to you. It feels so like just stuck up saying that, but
no, I get it. Like so, me and Mike, we didn't really live through the best times of United, but you lived through Madrid.
Yeah, the 3-peat era got to the point where like the Champions League, I just wouldn't watch half the games because it was just I'd see, oh cool, Ronaldo's playing. I'm not gonna bother watching it. Like there's no need. Yeah, and.
Win every game.
I think a lot of their good players at the moment as well are really old. Like Lewandowski, old. Gundogan, old. Cancelo, on the wrong age of his 20s, pushing 30. I really worry for Barca. Like
I think it's a massive rebuild, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think they're doing it.
Football's biggest clubs, isn't it? So
I think they're doing it really poorly, though.
I think what they need to do is sort of do what most clubs do is. Just have a clear out. Like they have players now who like Lewandowski, Gundogan, players like that, Sergio Roberto. They could probably pick up 15-20 million there if they sell them to like a Saudi Arabia, anywhere like that. But leave it 2 or 3 years. They're leaving on free transfers or they're retiring.
It might be like a new age now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They might just have to take the hit for 2 or 3 seasons while they build up a few younger players.
Because they've had stuff like that in the past where they've had like a bit of a rocky spell in terms of the league position and their sort of what's going on the pitch. But obviously like last time where they had it, and obviously they had players like Puyol and Xavi and Iniesta breaking through into the team. I think they really need to require on that now.
I just think their problems lay a lot deeper than their team.
Yeah, the players seem to be the surface.
Yeah, I just think that whole club at the moment.
I don't want to say like they're gonna be like the next Leeds, but like they're gonna crumble.
I don't think they'll crumble. I just think we could see them taking a step back in like a global stage for the next 3 or 4 years.
Anything else from Italy? Or?
I have got another thing, but I'll keep it for a later section.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Max. Let's go to Mike and the Bundesliga. What's been going on?
Same like the other two, with not much has gone on, but apart from Dortmund losing to Hoffenheim at Signal Iduna Park, losing 3-2 to Ilias Bebu and Maximilian Bayer running the show for Hoffenheim, who have really derailed Dortmund's Champions League push, even though they're still in the top 4 and actually doing quite well. It's a big defeat for them, and Hoffenheim have moved up the table. So I think, I want to ask if anybody thinks that really with Dortmund, who will maybe nick that last Champions League spot between them, I say Leipzig, they're the two front runners for that spot. Who do you think would probably be there?
I hope for Leipzig, but that's a little bit of bias on my end. But Dortmund got experience. They can do it. They know how to do it.
I think as well with Leipzig is they've got quite a young team, so it's like a young core.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a brilliant achievement for their players to do it. But I think, and as well, they lost Emil Forsberg, who's been he's been there probably longer than the club's actually existed. But I think looking at Dortmund and the Champions League games played this season, where they did really well in their group, and they still firmly in the tie when they played PSV. So I think they've definitely got the quality there to get Champions League. I just think that they're obviously not going to be in the title race, because I think it's a 2-horse race. Maybe for one now with Leverkusen, but I think Dortmund, I don't think this result means a lot in terms of, for them to panic, because they've still got 2 months to go. So it's.
Are you saying the title's over now? Or do you just middle quote then? Let's look at Leverkusen. It's Leverkusen to lose.
Well, Bayern, they got themselves just over the line the other day, and I think that's a bit of another worry that happened. But one thing that is for certain is that Dortmund, Bayern, I think they can't afford to slip up, because every passing week that Leverkusen win, it just puts more and more pressure on them, because they've effectively time's running out, and they really need to turn on the style now. They've got the players to do it. They've got the manager to do it. It's just that they need to really work together to actually achieve that.
Yeah, I need to pretty much win every game of the season now, and just hope.
I felt like for years, Dortmund have been like one of the biggest underperforming teams,
especially last season. Like they were like 90 minutes away from winning the league, and they lost 3-2. Yeah,
they've always been like kind of like a feeder team. Like people go to them for their players.
I think Dortmund, they're probably one of the best run clubs in Europe, just in terms of the money that they've made off players like Sancho, Ousmane Dembele, and like even Aubameyang. Like these are players that have really shone in the black and yellow of Dortmund. I think they get that recognition for it, but I feel like with those players and with that talent that they've had, they've never really used it to their potential
to really push forward.
And I've just forgotten about Erling Haaland as well.
I was just about to say, you forgot about Haaland and Bellingham.
Bellingham.
Bellingham. But they won the cup, the Pokal, in 2021 in lockdown. I think that's their last trophy, but they're definitely a club that could win the league. Like if they do that.
They felt they put their efforts to do that. They could.
They just don't seem like they invest their money back well.
I think it's all about, it's about them making themselves financially secure, because obviously there's always that rumor or that myth that apparently Bayern saved Dortmund all those years ago, which wasn't true. They gave them a loan, but they told them to pay it back. And really, Dortmund have they've the people involved in the club from then till now have actually realised that, it's not about just spending to achieve your goals. It's about investing smartly to actually achieve that, rather than just go all out. Because you've seen clubs in Europe try that sort of spend it all model, and they've got it, and then it's just gone, and then they can't get it back.
Like
Barcelona.
Dortmund really should be like the blueprint for a lot of people.
I was thinking with that was like Malaga, because obviously they did really well to get to the Champions League, and they did well in the Champions League, and then now they're in the third tier now, or second tier, and they're just falling down the chain. So I think it's something that's a worry that I think Dortmund probably have done well with.
Yeah, true. Anything else from Germany, Mike?
Not really, no.
Nah, that's alright. Yeah, hopefully next week we'll be a bit more excited for. I feel like all of our leagues will have decent run-ins. To be fair, like maybe not France, but most of us will have decent, exciting ends to the season, which is good to see.
Mine won Inter going to win the league like tomorrow.
European fight then.
Yeah, that's all I've got on a potential relegation scrap.
Yeah, thanks guys. I'll now go to France, and I'll start with talking about PSG. Boring, I know, but they didn't win. Come on, they didn't bloody win again.
Yay!
Just about got a penalty, didn't they?
Did their game get called off?
No, it didn't actually.
They nearly lost.
Yeah, nearly lost, and they had Mbappe. Again, as the story said, he got subbed off for the eventual scorer of PSG's only goal of the game, 97th minute penalty from Ramos. And yeah, it's just hopefully the start of a crumble. You never know, probably not. They played Rennes, who are the most informed team in Liga right now, really doing really well and pushing for those European spots.
We don't want them to win tonight, though.
No. We do not want to win tonight. We'll go into that later, but we definitely do not want them to win tonight at 8:45. 8:45? Yeah.
7:45?
7:45.
I don't.
I got it written down
somewhere.
But yeah, so yeah, PSG didn't win. Amazing. I was at home as well. So I think if the Mbappe situation could be shown a few cracks, this could be a little bit derailing for them. I hope so. I'm putting it out into the universe to hope it happens. But
manifest it.
Literally, I'm manifest it had to happen, but they're probably going to win everything from now on. But yeah, I also want to talk about Lyon. They've just had a massive turnaround this season. They won again in the weekend against Metz in the league, 2-1. They honestly are in contention for European places now. Where when we started this show, they were fighting for relegation. I feel like we might be the good luck charm for them. Because since we started, they've been doing phenomenal.
We've saved Lyon's season.
We saved Lyon's season, and that's the truth of it all.
Taylor Swift's quaking in their boots now.
Sorry, Taylor.
Sorry,
no double booking for you.
Got it.
But yeah, they also were the first team through to the semi-final of the Coupe de France. So this season really could be like special for them if they can go even further.
The most random season ever.
Oh, it's crazy.
nearly relegated, but win the cup.
And might end up with European football in the cup.
But they're not going to win the cup.
They're not going to.
Because we know who's going to win the cup. Don't worry.
We know who's going to win the cup.
Le Poix.
But yeah, Lyon won on penalties with their second choice goalkeeper. Is it Lucas Perry? Yeah, he hasn't played a minute in the league this season, but he saved the first penalty of the shootout, which led to them then winning the shootout. So,
good lad.
What a man. What a guy.
Want to make your mark.
But yeah, brilliant. That was the review of the week, and next we shall be going to a little fun segment we have going here. We are all going to name our top 10 current European strikers, excluding the Premier League.
Oh, so, yeah, God.
Bit on brand. So yeah, if everyone has their top 10, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Who wants to start? Who thinks that they have the best list?
Me.
Oh, go for it. Mate.
Okay, so are we going from number 1?
No, go
10 to 1. Okay, so number 10 I got Victor Osimhen. Number 9 I got Artem Dubivk of Girona. Number 8 I've got Robert Lewandowski. Number 7 I got Borja Mayoral. Number 6 I got Victor Gyökeres. Number 5 I got Serhou Guirassy. Number 4 I got Dusan Vlahovic. Number 3 I have Lautaro Martinez. Number 2 I have Kylian Mbappe. And number 1 I have Harry Kane.
Fair play.
Wow.
I'm not sure if everyone else's top 3s are the same, but they might be similar.
My top 3 is the exact same, but in a different order.
Yeah, me too. Let's go to Mike. Go on, Mike.
Well,
top 10?
Mine's not in any order, so I'm just gonna go off what I think. Osimhen, obviously Napoli. Victor Gyökeres, Marcos Leonardo, Lautaro Martinez, Marcus Thuram, Dusan Vlahovic, Harry Kane, Lois Sependa, Kylian Mbappe, and Robert Lewandowski.
Lewandowski?
Yeah, I've got to list them all, but who's your number one?
I'd have to go probably Martinez. I think he's doing well this season, and well. He's obviously a part of the best team in Italy. But I think with what he's done over the last few years, I don't think he gets enough credit for maybe what other strikers have been doing around Europe.
My list looks very different to both of yours.
Tell me your list.
Number 10, Victor Gyökeres. Number 9, Serhou Guirassy. Number 8, Olivier Giroud. Number 7, Robert Lewandowski. Number 6, Antoine Griezmann. Number 5, Dusan Vlahovic. Number 4, Victor Osimhen. Number 3, Lautaro Martinez. Number 2, Harry Kane. Number 1, Kylian Mbappe.
I almost went with Giroud. I was so close to going with Giroud. That's a good list.
Giroud's been really good this season.
He's on the cut-off list for me.
He just didn't make it.
For mine, I didn't really list them. I got top 3 listed, but I just sort of put the 10 at 10. So I got Luis Sependa, I got Dusan Vlahovic, Victor Boniface, Serhou Guirassy, I can never say that now, Antoine Griezmann, Marcus Thuram, Robert, what do you say, mate? Robert Lewandowski. Victor Osimhen. And then third, I have Lautaro Martinez. Second, I have Harry Kane. And first, I got Kylian Mbappe.
I'm very surprised you left out Griezmann. I can't lie.
I think he only just misses out.
Okay.
You probably could swap him with Osimhen, but Mayoral has got 16 goals in a poor Getafe side, so I think he probably would get ahead instead. I'm also very shocked no one's put Kane at first.
I was going there, because obviously the amount of goals, but I think the Bayern's performance as a team, I can't blame him for it, I know, but they've done worse this season.
I just think 32 goal involvements at this stage in the Bundesliga is insane.
I think the only reason I picked Mbappe over Kane was mainly for the fact, I think, if you're looking at a wider picture of the season, and potentially not just looking in the league, I think Mbappe has done that bit more than Kane this season, and I think overall, Mbappe is just a more well-rounded striker than Harry Kane.
Ooh.
He's more dynamic.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit of a hot take,
Hot take.
I don't know.
Right, Harry Kane 9th.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks guys for your lists. I think they're all pretty good lists, to be fair. I like them. But yeah, next up we have another little fun section we're going to do here. We are going to talk of Euro 2024. And
this could cause some issues.
There's really some hot takes coming in here. So yeah, we're going to go through each of our a shock team, good or bad reason, the most underperforming team, our dark horses, and then our winners for the tournament. I know it's early. We probably come back to this again in a few months, but for now, these are our predictions. So let's start with Max, since he seems so excited to tell us his.
Well, my winners are.
We'll start with shock team.
Oh, right. We'll go for them. So my surprise team is actually a good surprise. I've gone with Turkey, the team that everyone seems to label as the dark horses for every international tournament. They look really good in their qualifying campaign. They've never really lived up to expectation of the past two major tournaments in the Euros and the World Cup. But I think this year, the international stage is looking a bit weaker than it has in recent years. I think they could potentially capitalise. I think they've got quite an easy group as well. I can't remember what group they're in exactly. I think they're with the likes of, I think Czech Republic and then maybe Belgium or something. But yeah, I think they could be the surprise team. My underperforming team is actually Belgium. I think if you look at this squad and, they had that quote-unquote golden generation, which I never thought was actually a golden generation because I think they've always been average. They come into the end of that. They don't really have that many impressive young players coming through, which, when I mean impressive, I mean a player that will make a difference on a European scale and a major tournament. And I could see them going out in the group stage. My dark horses are the Tartan Army of Scotland. I've been really impressed with them in the qualification rounds. They just look like a team that don't care. They dismantled Spain. They've got players playing at a really high level, and they're giving me the sort of vibe of Wales 2016.
I like that.
They're sort of giving me that we've got no expectation. If we get past the group, it's good, but then they end up going to like the semis. And my winners for Euro 2024 are Germany. I think they've got a really nice mixture of young players coming through. You know, you've got the likes of Florian Wirtz, the likes of Jamal Musiala, but you've also got some seasoned veterans like Joshua Kimmich, Toni Kroos, Thomas Muller. You know, you've got plenty of players there. You've got a good mix of players who've been to tournaments before and maybe people who are making their international debuts at major tournaments. But I think they, pound for pound, have the best chance of winning.
I like it. Some hot takes there, I think. Let's go to Ellis next.
Ooh, okay. So, I'll start off with my winners. I got France. I think France are, player for player, the best team in the tournament, and I think they gel really well together. They've still got that experience sort of aura with them. You know, you got the likes of Griezmann. I don't think Lloris will be playing now, but we'll say like Maignan, and then you have like Mbappe, and then the new people coming in like Camavinga and Tchouameni, and you know, all these new faces. The dark horses, I've got Portugal. I think Portugal now under a competent manager will. I think this is going to be probably Ronaldo's last dance, a big European competition. So I don't think he'll go to the next World Cup. And I think, why not? I mean, Bruno, Bernardo Silva, Rafael Guerreiro, you've got Cancelo, Ronaldo. Why not? Underperformers, I've got Spain. I still don't think they have enough of an identity to perform at the highest level. I think in terms of defenders, they don't have many. They are quite blessed in the midfield area, but when it comes to defenders, not so much. So I don't think they'll be. They'll probably get out of the groups, but from there they'll start to struggle. Shock team, I've got Germany, because I think a lot of people write Germany off. Like we said earlier, Kroos coming back into the German side is massive for them, and I just think, you know, we could see him go to, you know, quarters, semis, or maybe like Max said, maybe all the way and win it. So we'll see.
Yeah, a lot of love for Germany here today.
I was very close to having Spain as my underperforming team. I was firmly between them and Belgium. I just think Spain haven't been themselves for the past few tournaments. I don't think really. I think it started to unravel at the 2014 World Cup, and I think ever since then it's just progressively gone further and further downhill.
Yeah.
Well, they won the World Cup and Euros back to back, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
No, they won the 2 Euros. Oh, they won Euros, World Cup Euros.
Yeah, they did the 3-peat.
Incredible. Yeah. Let's go with you, Mike. What are yours?
In any particular order, I think my flop's going to be Italy. I think they've struggled the last few years, and it's not really something that it's just the last few years. It's been more like the last decade or so. I think that their qualification group, even though they were in the same group as England, they just about got second place ahead of Ukraine on goal difference. So I think that's a teller that they're not going to do great. But I think they're, like ways everyone's saying about Spain, I think it's a true indictment of that these teams are that, you know, obviously the pressure's on them because they're the bigger nations, but there's been a lot of change and it's a very young squad, and I don't really expect them to really pull up any trees right now. Maybe in the future they might, but not currently. My dark horse will be Albania. This is a bit of a surprising one, but they always get to Euros, so I find that. But they topped their qualifying group ahead of the Czech Republic and Poland, with Poland now in the qualifiers through the playoffs. And they're managed by Silvinho, ex-Arsenal and Barcelona fullback, and I think that they're a nation that maybe, you know, doesn't get enough much credit as, you know, they should do really for what they've done to get to the Euros this time around in Germany. And my winner is Portugal. I think I think obviously there's the cloud around Ronaldo and what he might do after this tournament, but then I don't know, like who knows? He could be playing for another 10 years. Nobody knows apart from him. But they have perfect qualification record. They won all 10 games, conceded only 2 goals. So I think they've got perfect chance. But as well, like you look at the players that they've got in each position, it's quite impressive. You've got, top players like everywhere in the pitch, and even then you've got players like Rafael Leao that we were talking about earlier, who maybe doesn't even get in the starting 11 because of the fact that they've got even a lot of quality in depth starting for them. I think that's something I think we should take away from that, is that they've got a very good chance with the players that they've got.
No, definitely. No, I like that. I think hearing all you guys say yours, I might have changed one of mine on the fly right now. I'll tell you what mine initially was, but I think I'll start with my winners. I gone with France. I think just the
again, boo.
Too good. They're too good. I think they are, like, as everything Ellis said, they're just so good, and I can't see any way past them really right now. And for my let's go with dark horses. This is what I changed. I initially went with Belgium. I just got a hatred of Belgium, where whenever I see them, I think they're going to do well. And I think it could have been a bit of a cloud of that golden generation you mentioned about, like, probably never really happened. But, like, every time I see them, I'm like, oh, they're pretty good. But I changed it now to Portugal, because I think, you guys made some really good points. I mean, they are very, very good. And I just, again, with Ronaldo, anything could happen. They could crumble because of him, or they could fry with him. You never know. For my shock team, I've gone with Scotland. Again, yes. I think just
the Tartan Army.
They will. They are the Tartan Army. They're gonna, I think, just surprise everyone. Germany now made it this far, and now Scotland gonna go over there. I don't know, but no, I think Scotland. They such a passion in the squad and the fan base, where I think just could push them similar to what Wales did in 2016. Maybe not as far as semi-final, but they could have a good run. And my most underperforming team, I've gone with England.
Ooh.
I feel like the hype is incredible around them. I think their squad is very good in some places. The manager, in my opinion, is terrible. And if they are going to do anything in this tournament, it's going to be because of Jude Bellingham, and probably him alone, to be honest. But I do see them going out at the first knockout stage. That's my...
Gareth Southgate, the man who hates football.
He just hates anything with flavour and spice.
Going to play a 7 at the back.
If he could, he would. Like,
he will.
He will.
You'll find a way to.
You'll find a way to leave Jude Bellingham on the bench and be like, oh, we're playing.
And start Calvin Phillips and Jordan Henderson.
Conor Gallagher.
Conor Cody.
Oh, no. But no. Yeah, that's how it takes for the Euro 24 so far. I'm sure they'll change by the time the tournament comes up. And if we're still doing this podcast, but then that'll be a cracking thing to cover for us.
Scotland are going to win it.
Oh, definitely. Come on, Scots. So, yeah. Thank you, guys. We can edit this out, but are we doing this best signings of the season, or do you want to leave that for another podcast?
Don't mind.
What do you guys say?
We can just fly through them. Just fly through them if you want. Sure, yeah. I've got mine.
Cool, same.
Yeah, just fly through them and we'll choose it as a short.
Yeah. So now we're going to go through our top 5 signings of the season. Let's start with Ellis, since he seems confident in his choices.
Ooh, okay. So number 5, I've got the Bivk. I speak about him a lot, and he will stay on my list. Number 4, I have Declan Rice. Number 3, I have McAllister. Number 2, I've got Sir Harold Kane MBE. And number 1, I've got Jude Bellingham.
I see you kept the Premier League players in. No issue.
Yeah. I just think there's been a lot of really good signings in the Prem, and I think a lot of them have changed their team.
Fair play. I'll start. I'll do mine next up with that. For 5th, I've gone for Marcus Thuram, who went for free to Inter. 4, I went for Daley Blind to Girona. Cried.
Solid.
That's a sentence I didn't think would be said this year.
What a soft spot. And he's done it so well this year. He really is. Again, free transfer for them. For number 3, I went for Luis Openda. Only 37 million, a big chunk of change, but he's a very good player for his age. 2nd, I went with Harry Kane. And for 1st place, I went for Jude Bellingham. I mean, there's no one else who's been a better signing of the season.
Me and you have the exact same lists except for one player.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Tell me the list.
Number 5, Marcus Thuram, free signing, one of their top goal scorers. Number 4, Benjamin Pavard, Has been really like a utility defender for Inter, and he's been really helpful for them in defence. Number 3, Lewis Pender. Number 2, Harry Kane. And number 1, Jude Bellingham.
Funny thing is, I actually went for Pavard, but I just cut him out at the end. Yeah, good list. Yeah, Mike, that's yours.
Again, no particular order, but I've got Bellingham, Kane, Thuram, Undav, and I'm just going to say Jan Sommer.
Oh, Jan Sommer.
They've got the best defensive record in the league, and I think they've got perfect chance. But I think you just got to go with maybe the best team.
Yeah, fair play. It's not a bad show. That's all. Yeah, thanks guys. That was great. Coming up now, we will talk our previews for the weekend, and I guess why don't we start in France this time? I never start. I let you guys talk, but let's go. So the big one. The big game of this preview.
I am ready.
Is tonight in the Coupe de France. Tonight is 7:45. Le Pur Foot 43. Like the little accent then. This is Stade Rennes, and yeah, this is the big game, the quarterfinal of the Coupe de France. Can they do it? Can Le Pur do it?
Absolutely.
And before people get confused, we're recording this on Thursday. When you're seeing this on Friday, no, the game is not tonight.
You will be hearing this after the game, but we're recording this Thursday before the game. Good shout there.
I think if Le Puy win this, they win the entire thing.
Oh God, please God.
Pray. More hope than anything, but you know.
But no, I'm looking into their matches this season. They haven't lost a game since October. Le Pur.
Oh.
In like League and Cup is pretty phenomenal.
Why do you sound so surprised? They're clearly the greatest footballing entity of all time.
Very true. I shouldn't sound surprised at all, but no, they are doing very well.
Get them in European football next season. That's what I want to see.
Please.
Do you get anything for winning the Coupe de France?
Probably
surely you've got to get like a
it's
Europa League place.
I believe it's. I'll keep talking. I'll look up. I'll let you know later. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it is a European place.
Because that's the thing in the Prem, isn't it? If you win the
League Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone can really enter the Europa League. It's crazy. But yeah, so that's the game against Stade Rennes, who again played PSG on the weekend, where they got a point. So their tail's going to be up, I'm sure. They probably feel very confident they can beat Le Pur, but we know Le Pur.
But they won't.
We know. And I've highlighted Jules Meyer as the player to watch for this game. As for Le Pur, he's only scored 4 goals this season, but they've all been in the cup.
Yeah. In the episode you missed, I said he should win a Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
Because he scored their 2 goals to send him through last time.
He's the hero we didn't know we needed.
He is a hero we didn't know we needed, but we need.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
I'm still saying he's on for his Ballon d'Or charge.
He's on it. If he wins the game from tonight, there's no way. No. I have a little prediction. I think it's going to go to penalties. I do think they're going to hold out. I think it could be a 0-0. And I think they're going to win on penalties.
I'm going to be realistic. I think they're going to lose about 4-0.
Come on, someone's going to have a hope.
So this will be Max's last episode on this podcast.
I'm never coming back.
Right, bastards. Now it is done.
I'm going to move to Le Pur.
You're not welcome anymore. But yeah, so that was that's everything going on in France right now. The Monaco and PSG are playing 2 in the league, but who cares? It's Le Pur. So next week's episode will hopefully be a celebration of Le Pur getting to the final 4 of the Coupe de France. But then actually we won't know the final 4 until I think the 13th of March is when PSG play their game.
So PSG will go through.
So PSG are going through, but they're not playing.
so we will know, but not officially.
I believe because of Champions League obligations. But yeah, that was France. Let's go to Germany with Michael.
Harmony.
Really, the best game that I could find was Heidenheim-Frankfurt. There's only really a matter of a few points between the two sides. Only 6 points, so if Heidenheim were to win, they'd be right on Frankfurt's tails. Frankfurt are in the last Conference League spot, or the last European spot in the league, in 6th place. And both teams, funnily enough, Heidenheim, they only had the 9th best home form, but they've hardly won any games, really. But it's like 4 wins at home this season, but they got the 9th best in the league, so maybe...
It's a weird one in Germany this year.
Yeah.
Very strange things.
Yeah, I think really they've got... And Frankfurt had the 7th best away form, so it's a bit of an odd matchup, really, in terms of statistically speaking. But, yeah, I picked out 2 players to watch from the game. One is Jan-Niklas Best, but he's injured. But, might as well put him in because he's actually had a good season this year. 7 goals, 8 assists. Really, been a key part of their team. Like when I spoke about Aaron Dinchy, they both like on the wings. They've sort of been massive to them having a really good season so far. Whereas the other, the player on the other side of the pitch is, remember him, ex-Leeds defender Robin Koch. 20 games played, and he's part of one of the best defences in the league. And I think he's maybe, obviously, he left Leeds now permanently. I think he's going there on a permanent at the end of the season. But I think he's sort of shone, and I think especially for what we were speaking about with Germany for the Euros, is maybe he could make his name for himself in the German national team coming in June, is it?
So,
Euros, yeah.
Let me ask you the question, Mike. Are Leeds missing Koch?
Obviously not really, because they've they're going to go up this year. They're going up this year. Leeds really they're just a really good side. They play right in your face, but they've been excellent.
They never changed their mentality.
I think that now Farke's more of their style, whereas I think maybe Marsh was a bit more tactical minded. I think, especially with what they had under Bielsa, where it was very like high octane football. I think obviously it suits them, but that's for lower league look, or lower league life, or whatever the podcast is. If they're gonna film it, thank you.
Matter.
If they can film it, that'd be great.
Yeah, they'll never get done, but
maybe one day. Thanks, Mike. Let's go to España with Ellis.
España. We have not Real Madrid. You'd be happy to know.
Oh my God, I've fallen over.
We've got Athletic Bilbao and Barcelona. This is always a really good game, and I think in 3 days' time it's going to be no different. We have Bilbao, who are 5th in the league, and Barcelona, who are 3rd. Just 8 points separate them, so a win for Bilbao could see them narrow this lead down to just 5 points. And should Atleti drop points as well, they will enter Champions League football spots, which is good for them. Really, really good, considering the last time they were in Europe was probably about 2016, I believe, in the Europa League. Back when Adriz was playing. I don't know if anyone remembers him.
FIFA 20 legend.
What a player. If Barca win, however, they do go up to 60 points, which would be just 5 points behind Real Madrid. Should Madrid obviously fail to win against Valencia. The last few meetings have been really good. A 4-2 win with Bilbao coming out on top in the Copa del Rey after extra time, and Barcelona beating them in the league. So I think it's going to be a very, very close game. I do actually see Barca winning this game, however. I think they are coming into a bit of form, which at the tail end of the season is probably the right time to do it. So I am going to go with a 3-1 Barcelona win.
Nice. Thanks, guys. And now finally to Italy.
Yay!
The
Italiano, the land
of pizza.
So where's my? Oh, I lost my notes. My game I'm going to look at is Napoli versus Juventus. So last time these two met in the league was in December, which Juve came out 1-0 winners. Juve are coming off the back of their first win in 4 games. I famously said they are going to win the league, and they've clearly decided to prove me wrong. Napoli are coming off the back of a 6-1 thrashing of Sassuolo, which was actually last night, I believe. My player to watch is Victor Osimhen, who scored a hat-trick yesterday. So it takes his season tally up to 11 goals. I can see Napoli stealing the points. I just don't think Juventus... they're on the worst side of form at the moment. They seem to just not be firing at all. They just seem to be dropping points left, right and centre, whereas Napoli seem to sort of be on the flip side. They sort of, obviously with the Osimhen coming back from AFCON, that's obviously a huge benefit to them, and they seem to be really, starting to pick up form for what's been quite a disappointing season.
No, yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that could be going on in our leagues right now.
But
I think
there's not a lot that is going on.
No, I feel like a few weeks' time, it will get exciting again.
Yeah, we got potential.
Yeah, there'll definitely be potential with some big games coming up soon. But yeah, thanks guys for the previews. We shall talk about those games next week. Obviously, come on, Le Pour. That's the one. We all want them to win. It'd be fantastic. I think we're going to call it now. If they get to the semis, we're going to try and do a watch along of the game.
We'll somehow manage to
get a stream up on a screen we got in here, and live react. It'd be fantastic.
Are we ready for the quiz?
I think we are. So this week the quiz is being run by Mike. Max.
It's not being run by Mike. You did last week.
Mike did last week. Max is running this
I
week.
retire from last week. Okay.
So
you're too good at a quiz master.
This quiz, I have 5 questions and 5 career paths. Most of these questions are 1 point per answer unless stated otherwise. Is everybody ready?
Yes, phones down. Ellis, phones down.
Yeah, put your phone down, you cheating little thing.
I'm ready to win.
I'm nervous, man. I'm not going to get anything.
Question number 1. Who is the all-time Serie A top goal scorer?
Can I inquire, is he Italian or is he foreign?
I'll have to double check. Let me Google this for you, buddy.
Great start, isn't it?
Great start.
He is Italian.
Ooh.
I'm not even going to bother answering.
I think I know who you're thinking of.
How currently playing? I'm guessing not.
When they took his photo, it was in black and white.
Okay. So he's probably dead.
Maybe. I'll fact check that.
Inzaghi.
No. He died in 1996. He was born in 1913.
Oh wow. Okay.
He has scored a grand total of no, that's telling me about the club he played for.
We need like some countdown music over the quiz.
He has scored altogether 274 goals in Serie A.
Not to be like any unrelated, but I remember there was a player who played for the Italian national team who was who lived in Cardiff or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and there was another one that he was born in England, but
I
played
I give up.
Yeah,
Alright.
I passed it.
I will. Can you guess the second? I can give you a hint.
The second highest.
Yeah, second highest goal scorer in Serie A history. He used to play for Roma.
Totti.
I don't even know to get that through, but 3 of you said that at the same
No, I
time.
didn't say that. It was those two. I think Ellis. Honestly, I think Ellis probably said first,
Right,
but
I'll give it to Ellis.
Sorry, Mike.
I'll be VAR reviewing that when we edit it.
This will be quite an easy one. Who was the last Englishman to win the Ballon d'Or?
Owen.
Yep.
Michael Owen.
Michael with 1. That's my question 3. Can you name the last 5 Champions League runners-up? 1 point for each.
Inter.
1.
Liverpool.
2.
Man City.
3.
PSG.
4.
20. Tottenham.
5. Michael gets all 5.
Wait, not Chelsea.
No.
No, because they won it.
Chelsea won it.
Oh my god, thinking of you.
To me, my heart was pounding. It's like that. I could see the heart rate just going up.
Question 4. What is the largest capacity stadium on the European mainland?
Camp Nou.
Yep. I think Michael might win this, guys.
I was going to say Wembley. I think Wembley's not too far off.
It's close. but
Europe's
it's
not,
Isn't
Yeah.
Camp Nou going to like 105 or something?
Wembley's not also on the European
Oh, it's
mainland.
not, no.
What year did the first Euros take place?
1960.
Alright.
Nope.
Oh.
This,
You could work this out if you wanted to come back.
I don't want to. 956.
Very close.
54.
Higher.
55.
60. 1960.
In between your answer and your
58.
first answer, yeah. 58. I'll give you that because you haven't got one yet.
It was an even number.
Am I on career paths now? Yeah, right. On to career paths. So I will name the teams. You name me the player. Starting off at Instituto AC, moving to US Palmero, Juventus, and then to Roma.
Dybala.
I'll give that to Mike.
Quick question: are these all current players or?
Current. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Starting at Brauweiler Youth, then going to FC Köln Youth, FC Köln under 17, Leverkusen under 17, and then Leverkusen.
Oh, what's his name? Wirtz?
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right.
So
I can't lie to you, Michael's already won.
Yeah, yes. Of course.
Right.
Oh.
Racing Club, Valencia, Racing Club on loan, Valencia, Udinese, Atletico Madrid.
Oh, DePaul.
Yep.
Rodrigo DePaul.
Do you just read books all day?
Ellis, you might get this one. Fluminense, Real Madrid, Olympiacos, Fluminense.
Marcelo.
There you go.
We need to get Morgan one now. We need to get him.
I do know.
Final one, Sao Paulo under 17, Sao Paulo under 20s, Sao Paulo seniors, PSG, Spurs, Sao Paulo.
Lucas Moura.
Yeah. So Morgan, you finish on 1. Ellis, you finish on 2. Michael, you finish on about 13.
Yeah. Right, I'm Quizmaster next week, and I can't wait.
Well, so what I found.
How many of goals has my cousin scored?
How many? Well, it's like 3 of us won now each week.
I'm just saying. Give me a bit of time. I guess some of them. You're too fast. You're
All
ridiculous.
Right. The only person who hasn't won so far is Michael. No, it's Morgan. Sorry.
Me, yeah.
So we'll let him win next week.
I'm doing the quiz next week.
We'll let him win somehow. We'll let him win, so it makes it fair.
I don't want to fuck.
Anybody got European Donkey of the Week? I've got one.
I saw yours in the dark. I think it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I've got one.
I'll go for it.
Let me just.
I got Angel of the Week.
Oh, I'll take that's the Angel.
Okay, so I've got Roma actually catching a spy at their training ground.
I have the same, so you can tell him.
Yeah, Ivan Juric, his assistant at Torino, was taken away by the police after being caught trying to steal Roma's game plan before their fixture.
I love that.
I don't even think you can call that a donkey. I think that's a very, very good play.
You've got to respect that.
Yeah, I rate the hustle.
Didn't that happen in the Prem a few years ago?
I feel like this.
It was ever in the Prem or the Championship.
Marcelo Bielsa and the
with Leeds.
Spygate.
Yeah, I remember.
But yeah, I think didn't Roma win anyways? So it's just a bit of a pointless.
Let me fact check.
Like, as if they had won it, it's just been like the most pointless trip ever. Just
yesterday
to spy on the opposition, just to like not
what did he
win.
try and take? You know.
I'm assuming he just tried to look at like their tactics
Or like shape and
Roma won 3-2.
personnel stuff like that. So Roma are doing quite well at the moment as well. So
Roma won 3-2 by a Paulo Dybala hat trick.
Aged like a fine wine. He actually is as well because he's done well.
He's not actually that old. He's only about 27.
Wait, really?
Seriously,
He is 30.
Oh, never mind. Would you like to know the odds for Le Puy versus Rennes?
Yeah, go on then.
So it's 8-1.
Okay.
Rennes to win a 1.08 to 1. Le Puy to win a 16 to 1.
Honestly, it's worth a quid.
Put a quid on it.
That's worth it.
We don't endorse betting, but if you're gonna do it now.
You're gonna do it.
We don't endorse betting until we get close up.
I got Angel of the Week.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go on. Do your Angel of the Week.
It goes to Jerome Rasulion. This happened on the weekend, I assume. A 16-year-old stole Kevin Volland's Patek Philippe watch after a team party, which was worth in the regions of £180,000. His teammate Jerome Roussillon ran after the individual and managed to get the watch back. The left back held him until the police arrived, according to Bild.
What an angel.
So I think,
How old was the guy who...
16.
Yeah, that seems a bit dodgy.
16.
Oh, what was I going to say? If you wear a 180-gram watch, you deserve it to be stolen.
But it's like with the one with Casper Dolberg where he had his watch.
Yeah, that was just him being a clown.
Yeah.
He stole his teammate's watch.
But
I do have a lot of topic. Actually, got to keep carrying, Mike.
But I think that, it shows how maybe fighting for your team off the pitch goes a bit too far.
Too far.
Yeah. Maybe that
if I had a watch, I got to ask you, like Max said.
it's going to be a personal bodyguard now
Yeah.
for life.
Lionel Messi style.
Rodrigo De Paul and Messi.
But no, I was actually I had a story I remember hearing about David Raya. He is training some XL bully dogs.
Yeah, I saw this.
To be like guards in his house because of like some recent break-ins in footballers' houses. What does everyone think of that? Do you think he is in the right or?
Can't blame him.
Yeah, I mean
Why not?
It happened to Grealish most recently, I think.
Yeah.
When but it's also happened to I remember it happened to Di Maria when he was in the UK, when he was at United. It's quite it's becoming more common. It's quite sad to see because although they have such a spotlight because they're famous, they're also people. They have families.
I just feel like if I was like that level of celebrity, I'd have the best security system.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, a lot of footballers have kids. Like,
yeah, they do.
I know they have, like, they're known for having a lot of money, but just leave them alone.
I'd probably
yeah, just to live there while you're not there.
Literally, that's what I do. Yeah. That was a show, guys. If you want to follow us on our shows, on our socials. I'll start with Max. You can follow Max at MaxDrinkwater9 on Twitter. You can follow Michael at MichaelAddisonT on Twitter. You can follow me at Morgan_S12. You can follow the fan account at FootballFanT24. And on Instagram, you can follow Ellis Lou Journalism.
Also, hang on. Check out our YouTube on Football Fantastical.
Please do.
And give us a subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
We really need the
subscribe. We need to compete with our other USW.
Yeah, we're eventually going to have a link tree for the Twitter bio, so
we'll have it all. We'll be
LinkedIn, TikTok
soon to come.
MySpace, BBM.
A little bit of MySpace. Batcher, I want to follow up. Have you had any responses from your Instagram yet, Ellis? Has anyone come out?
No one wants me. That's the story.
No, you'll get some. We'll get bigger, and you'll find someone.
Maybe.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening. That was our show. We shall see you next week. Come on, Le Poire.
Up Le Poire.
Up Le Poire.